wanted to watch this video. The entire history of ADC, and I wanted to give my opinion on it. I wanted to watch this.
ADC is the most polarizing role in League of Legends,
That I agree
riding
with.
the line between dealing damage and playing safe, able to win an entire team fight or be one-shot by an assassin.
True.
To understand how ADC evolved into what we know today, let's go all the way back to the release of League of Legends. Watch as the
Holy
ADC
shit, this looks so ugly. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Oh my god. This is a blast from the past, huh? I mean, I started playing in Season 2. I don't know when you guys started playing. I started playing end of Season 2. But the game was so fucking ugly.
The ADC roster grows and changes. Bot lane metas come and go, and pro players rise and fall, as we cover the entire history of ADC. It's October 27th, 2009.
We're going all the way back, huh?
Has just had its official release. The original roster is 40.
Back when Ash gave bonus gold on Lazarus? True, they did that for so many champs. It was so random. Like, so many champs just got bonus gold when they farmed, and then there was also a lot of global passives. Like, Janna global passive was that everybody on her team got more movement speed. Like, what the fuck? It was so random.
And 5 of them are ADCs.
They did Q-Pack kind of dirty.
Sivir, Tristana, Twitch, and Corki were the first set of champions that would set the ADC role into motion. But they weren't the same as
Oh
we
my
know
god,
them
this
today.
looks beautiful.
At this time,
Motherfuckers be like, we need to bring League back. And then this is how it looks like. This was when League was good. This was when League was good.
as we know them today. At this time, Ashe had her slowing passive on her Q, being a toggled ability you could turn on or off if for some reason you didn't want to slow the enemy.
Oh yeah, it was so weird. It was a toggle.
Her actual passive used to stack up out of combat and then empower her next auto attack. Tristana's kit was relatively similar at this time.
Yeah, Tristana hasn't changed that much.
Her old E
didn't have... She was this ugly? What? Bro, why does she have a turtle shell on her back? What?
Of today.
I did not. They must have made her look better in Season 2 or Season 3, because when I played her, she did not look this bad.
It dealt magic damage over time and applied grievous wounds.
Holy fuck, she's ugly.
Was also different, being a toggled ability allowing her to spend mana to make her blades ricochet. Twitch's W was very strange on release, being an AoE slow around him based on how much poison was applied to the target. And surprisingly, Corki's kit was very similar to today.
Corki hasn't changed much.
His package rework yet. But
well,
these champions were not the only things
it's not packaged
that were
anymore.
different back then. These were the very early days of League, and so the player base was still figuring out what the best strategies were. Junglers didn't really exist yet, as it was too hard to clear the jungle.
One thing that I kind of miss is that both sides used to have different type of minions. Like, blue side had these type of minions, and then red side had like different type of minions.
Many ADC
but now both teams have same type of minions.
Actually ended up playing
like, you see here, the casters look different. Like, their models are also different, not just the colors.
Bot lane. And in these early days,
kind of cute.
It was common to see bruisers.
But it makes sense that they made them look the same.
And supports playing together in the bot lane.
Oh my god, Cassidy.
During this time between League of Legends release and the start of Season 1, one of the most popular ADCs of all time would join the ADC roster. Ezreal. Ezreal stood out against the other current ADCs, as he focused more on casting abilities rather than auto-attacking. But Ezreal's W was completely different back then.
Yeah, Ezreal W was really weird. It gave attack speed to champs you hit on your team. But you could W and then E forward and then get hit by your own W, so you got attack speed, you know? That was the combo.
And a wave of energy that would damage enemies and grant allies attack speed. Another less iconic but beloved champion was also added to the ADC roster, Kog'Maw. Since his release, Kog'Maw has not changed very much.
That's true, actually.
Q didn't start as a skill shot.
SQ was targeted.
Being a targeted ability. But this time before Season 1 was truly wild, as many players were still figuring out how to play. It wasn't until Season 1.
But it's so funny, look at these two teams. Look at how they're just walking back and forth. Nobody knows what's happening. At what time in game is it? It's 17 minutes in game, and the Tristana has a Vamp Scepter, a Zeal, and Berserker Greaves. At 17 minutes in game.
Figuring out how to play.
And everybody's walking back and forth on mid lane.
Until Season 1 that we really started to see the
Like, what?
ADC role begin to take shape. Season 1 would see a record 29 champions added to the league, and 3 of them were ADCs. The first being Miss Fortune. At this time, Miss Fortune's strut ability
I don't remember Old MF. I think she was
her
pretty
passive,
similar.
and her W was a completely different ability called
What's her W?
Impure Shots.
I don't
Impure
remember
Shots
this.
actually rewarded Miss Fortune for hitting the same target over and over. A complete opposite to Miss Fortune's love tap of today. Caitlyn was the next ADC to join the roster.
Caitlyn is very similar.
She had the exact same abilities as today, except back then, her W and E did not proc her passive.
Yeah.
The final ADC to be added in Season 1 was Vayne. Vayne has not received any real rework since her release, playing exactly the same way in current league. The end of season...
It's crazy that the lead Vayne hasn't gotten changed. Like, Vayne, Caitlyn, and MF are very similar.
Finished with the first Worlds tournament, a spectacle of the highest level of play at the time. In this tournament, it was clear that jungling was a standard role in every game, as players realized that leaving all the monster gold on the map was very inefficient. This made bot lane the only duo lane, but the marksman support meta that we know today still wasn't fully there. Miss Fortune, Caitlyn, Corki, and Ashe were the most popular bot laners during Season 1 Worlds. These ADCs were often paired with enchanters like Janna, Soraka, and Sona. But there were some crazy bot lane picks that came out at Season 1 Worlds. Garen ADC, Poppy ADC, Lee Sin ADC.
Bro, old Poppy. I don't know if you guys didn't experience old Poppy, it was probably, I think I'd say the weirdest champ League has ever had. She was like, her ulti was a point and click spell that if you used it on a champion, you could only take damage from that champion. So what Poppy did was she would go into a team fight, ult the enemy support, and then just one-shot somebody because she couldn't take any damage other than the support, which didn't do any damage. Especially back then, because supports literally just bought boots and wards. You had to pay for wards, and they paid for a shit ton of potions.
Jarvan ADC.
It was like, it was a weird time.
Blitzcrank ADC with Soraka support.
Wait, they have Blitzcrank ADC, Vayne, top. But Doublelift was playing Blitzcrank ADC.
There's even one game during Season 1 Worlds where the players
Does she still get CC'd by other champs? I don't remember if she was CC immune or not.
laning duo.
I think she wasn't CC immune, but I don't remember the rest of her kit. Her kit was so fucking weird. Her Q was like an empowered auto attack, I think.
Solo bot lane Caitlyn versus solo bot lane Cho'Gath. During Season 1 Worlds, we would also see many ADCs like Corki, Ashe, and Miss Fortune all played in the mid lane. In the end, Fnatic would win Season 1 Worlds, and Lemire Zalot would be the first ADC to claim the Worlds title. But with Season 2 just around the corner, the role of ADC was
Holy wait, the prize pool was 5 million?
Evolve faster and faster. Season 2 would see 3 more ADC champions added to the roster.
It's gonna talk about Graves? Graves! Bro, old Graves was the shit. Old Graves autos were so satisfying. Look at him, bro, look at him auto.
Of being an ADC. At this time, he
I
did
miss
not have his
Graves.
shotgun mechanic that stops him from harassing through the minion wave, instead having normal basic attacks.
For me, Graves was like the biggest example of a champion that they made a new champion that does a different thing instead of reworking him, you know? Like they could have kept Graves in the game and added a different champ.
Graves, an aggressive ADC that could stack armor with his passive and dash in to fight.
Graves was really
The
like
next
Lucian,
ADC
very
added
similar to
the roster
Lucian.
would be Varus. But in Varus's champion spotlight, he was originally targeted to being a mid laner. Releasing with almost the same kit as he has today, it does make sense that he could play mid with his long-range poke. The final ADC of Season 2
the best
was
one.
Draven. On release, Draven had a different passive.
Draven is very similar. The only thing that's changed with
which was
Draven is
much
his
more like
passive.
his brother in the top lane.
I miss old Draven passive. It was so fucking OP. Draven was so OP. Like, I swear, like, people couldn't play Draven, but he was still so OP. If you gave Draven this passive now, he would be the best champion in the game by far. By far. He would be, like, banned. First ban every single competitive game. It was so OP.
Blades
Every single axe auto made enemy bleed.
Draven to apply
Like, how can you lane, by the way?
Bleed on every auto
Look at
attack.
it. It's 15 damage per tick.
We can also see that in the Draven Champion spotlight, the bot
Look at that.
meta had really started to take shape, looking much more like a
They
traditional
can't play,
bot
bro.
lane we would know today. And on May 23rd, during Season 2,
Has to be Cole. Best champ? Hell not. Bro, every auto, you bleed enemy.
there was the first
He already does insane damage, but he would,
Visual
like,
overhaul
it was insane.
to
He
some
was peak or ban in pro play when
Rift,
people started playing him.
making the appearance of bot lane a bit better. Sivir and Twitch's Ws would also be updated into
That's
the
why they
versions we
reworked his
know them
passive.
as today. By the time
Was
Season
bleed
2
scaled from
rolled
AD?
around,
Yes.
players had realized that melee ADCs were not the best. So during this Worlds, there would be no melee bot laners present. However, there were some other interesting strategies that teams came up with. This was the first
Is
instance
this the lane swap
of
meta?
proper lane swapping,
Oh my god,
where
lane
bot
swap
laners
meta.
would attempt to swap and lane against the enemy's top laner. This allowed champions like Vayne and Kog'Maw to have a free scaling lane without getting bullied by champions like Graves or Ezreal. Season 2 Worlds, in the end, would be won by TPA, with Bebe having huge impact on his Vayne. Season 3 began with one of the worst ADC releases to date, Quinn. On
Oh
release,
yeah, Quinn was such a failure actually. Quinn is such a weird champ. They never figure that one fully out.
Quinn was meant to be a bot laner that could form swap between Quinn and Valor, ranged and melee. But
Oh
this
yeah, and you played as a melee. I forgot you played as the melee
completely
bird.
failed.
Like
Quinn
what?
on
Look at
release
her,
was
bro.
one
It
of
looks
the
so
jankiest
stupid.
champions ever. And so Quinn never really found her home in the bot lane. But it wasn't all bad for Season 3, as 2 stable ADCs were added to the roster. Lucian was an extremely well-designed
Yeah, Lucian was very good. Lucian was very
champion.
good.
With his
Lucian was so
passive
fun.
rewarding weaving autos between every ability, Lucian's gameplay felt both unique and fluid, like a modern League champion. Additionally, Lucian's champion spotlight would be the first mention of the marksman subclass. Lucian was then followed up by Jinx, a champion release that planted the seed for one of the most iconic ADCs in League of Legends history.
True.
Since release, Jinx has not had too many significant changes,
Jinx
other
are
than
similar.
stacking on her passive. During Season 3, some iconic ADC players would break out onto the scene. On July 23,
Gosu.
2013, Hayam Gosu would release his first Vayne montage.
Bro,
This
Goku
montage
Vayne was
is
so fun
currently
to
sitting
watch.
at 3.5 million views.
Oh my god,
At
you
the
guys
time, Gosu was pushing the potential of the ADC role and Vayne. Kiting, dodging, and completely 1v9ing games, Gosu would start to become one of the most iconic solo queue ADCs of the time. Season 3 would also mark the beginning of the LCS and EU LCS.
Oh my
the
god, I
first
remember
wave
this
of
intro. I
competitive
legit remember this intro.
ADCs.
I think if I were to rewatch it back now, I'd think it was so fucking cringe. But at the time, when I was a kid, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking
Names like I'm a
aura.
PewDiePie,
This is aura.
Double Lift, Sneaky, and Wild Turtle.
Right, and they had some very influential ADCs. I mean, Cutie Pie, Sneaky, Wild Turtle, Double Lift.
The meta for Season 3 Worlds was heavily based around Corki, Caitlyn, and Vayne. Corki for his Trinity Force power spike, Caitlyn for her lane dominance, and Vayne for her hyper carry potential. But as Caitlyn and Corki were so dominant during the laning phase, lane swaps were inevitable, as they allowed for a free lane for Vayne to scale in. Familiar faces of Wild Turtle and Sneaky would make it from the LCS to Worlds, and some more iconic ADCs would also be brought to the international stage. Names like Imp, Piglet, and Uzi. But 2 of these players would stand a cut above the other ADCs, Piglet and Uzi. Piglet from SKT would win Worlds, his Corki and Caitlyn being much better than the rest of the competition.
Hey. Brother, he got carried by Faker. He was against Uzi. Calm it
Piglet
down.
would finish the tournament with the highest average KDA of 9.7.
Okay.
But Uzi, being just 17 at the time, was also a cut
Yes,
above the
okay.
rest,
Calm it down. Yeah.
playing his iconic Vayne,
Yep.
being one of the few players that could pilot her at a pro play level,
True.
and making it all
Bro, back in the day, people thought Vayne was this, like, anomaly. You know? They thought she was a unicorn. People thought Vayne was so fucking hard. Like, the way people viewed skill back in the day was really different from how we view it now. Like, we know that some champions are like difficult, but nobody thinks like any champion is like that hard. But people thought Vayne was this champ. Like people were talking about like, will people ever master Vayne? You know, it's like, and she wasn't that hard. She's never been that hard. Like even now, some people try to tell me Vayne is that hard. She's not that hard. Like I tell you, if you're low elo, play Vayne. When I was low elo, when I was bronze, I played Vayne and Tristana. It was old Tristana, but it's pretty similar to now. Those are the two most champs I played. Why are they OP? Because they scale super well, and on average, low elo games go super long. Why would you not pick a great scaling ADC that has a ton of agency and can peel for itself? Like Vayne is not that hard. She's like medium difficulty. She's not that hard.
Way to the finals.
GP is hard. Yeah, GP is really hard. She's like newer.
Against SKT. Season 3 was truly a highlight year for the ADC role. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it.
This guy had 200 subs before this video.
Wasn't very special for ADC,
Should.
as it was the first season in which no ADCs were added to the roster.
Wow, there was
And
no
the main
ADC added in
seasonal
season
change
4?
of cleaning up the bushes only changed the river bush in bot lane. But the most exciting thing for ADCs was Season 4 Worlds, as we got to see the return of Uzi, Imp, Sneaky, and Wild Turtle.
Wow.
There were also some new faces that would become household names of Deft and Reckless. This Worlds
those two
meta
cuties.
consisted of Lucian, Tristana, and Twitch with his new visual
Mata
update.
and Imp and
Lucian
Lucian.
was seen as the best bot
I
lane
remember this clip. This clip is legendary.
during the tournament, being a very
He
aggressive
kills
lane
Jinx as
builder.
well, takes the lantern back.
But
Oh,
Imp of
wait.
Samsung White rejected this Lucian and Tristana meta, playing 10 games on Twitch throughout the tournament,
Yeah, Imp was super good on Twitch.
with his next most played being only 3 games on Corki. Imp was so dominant this tournament, he got 1 pentakill on Twitch and 1 pentakill on Vayne. Uzi playing on Starhorn Royal Club would yet again make it to the World's Finals, matching up against Imp. But in the end, Samsung White would go on to win Season 4 Worlds, with Imp carrying the team to victory. Sadly, at the end of Season 4, AmaCutiePie would post a video declaring he wouldn't re-sign with Dignitas. This would be one of the first beloved LCS players retiring from the
Did he retire in
Same.
season 4?
AmaCutiePie stated that he got into professional league to have fun.
What? I thought
The
AmaCutiePie
corporatization
retired
of
way
the scene
later.
drove him away. And maybe it was good he got out when he did, because Season 5 was about to turn the ADC role.
Bro, AmaCutiePie, like as a content creator, he was bigger than the boss is now in terms of league viewership on YouTube. Like his videos would if we go to his channel, it was insane how big he was. Like it's hard to fathom. Like most of his videos would get like 1 to 2 million views. And they would just be like stream highlights, many of them, you know? Like Ash's Hidden OP, 8 minutes long video. It's a stream highlights. Like what? 1.4 million views. Stuck in Elo Hell, 1.4 million views. Venus Unstoppable, 1.4 million views. Like it was just insanity. Absolutely insanity. 1v1 for 1k against the Gosu. 5 million views. Holy shit. And then he got bored of League and quit, but...
On its head.
And then I think
5
he
was
came
the
back.
map update that brought League of Legends from looking like an eyesore up to
Oh
the
my
level of a
god.
modern game.
It looks so...
This
I
map
remember...
update also
I
changed
remember when this map update came out, and some people were trying to tell me that it didn't look better. And it's just like, bro.
the dragon
Bro.
from just giving your team gold to giving your team a stacking buff. This plays much more importance on the
I mean,
bot lane.
to be honest, AmaCutiePie wanted life. When you're so rich, you can just play whatever video games you want and do whatever. Like, I don't know if he still uploads on YouTube. But, like, you know, he's chilling. Like, he's fucking chilling. Are you under NDA about the WASD changes? No, we talked about it. Bro, I don't have any NDA on anything.
As you wanted early
In early days of League, you could post montages like Vega V2 posts on Twitter and you get 1 million views. That's fucking true, by the way. That's fucking true. Bro, there was like so many clips of Faker. I swear, it was like, you could post like random ass Faker Riven play and it's like 200k views. Okay, this is like newer, but it was like the shittiest videos would just get like insane amounts of views. I remember this play. This is where he caps BM's Faker. This was so stupid. He types wrecked. Yeah, random steals my ribbon. That's what he typed. And then Faker just flashes and bashes his skull in. And then everybody's laughing at him in the chat.
Priority to start stacking dragons.
His wife divorced him and then OnlyFans. How did you come back from that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he. I could see Amikirpa not being the best responsible partner. He kind of seemed like all he did was play video games all day, every single day, and never went outside.
Season 5 would also add one of the most unique ADCs to the roster.
Ooh.
Kalista.
Ooh.
Kalista took the kiting of a traditional ADC and baked it into her kit.
It's crazy how old
With
Kalista
her
is.
high skill ceiling, Kalista would go on to be extremely popular in professional play.
Don't
And
look what he
throughout
wore
this
to their
year,
wedding.
Kalista
It
would
was
have
some
a high
dumbass
ban rate
t-shirt,
and
no?
high pick rate in many regions. During Season 5, Tristana and Ashe would also receive gameplay updates. Tristana's E was changed from
It's
the
really
damage
interesting to like see how the game has just evolved. You know what I mean? Because like if the game hadn't evolved, this game would have just died insta. But Riot's done a really good job with just updating and
over time
reworking stuff and modernizing everything.
into the stacking bomb. That
Like
we
there's
know
still some ADCs that could be a little bit more modern, but when I look at the ADC pool, like most of the ADCs are pretty solid designs. Even if I don't love playing all of them, they're like I can see why people like them, you know?
today. And Ashe would have her passive and Q changed, making her passive the slow and her Q the flurry of arrows. But as Season 5 Worlds rolled around,
Oh
there
my
was a
god, it's
juggernaut-sized
Yamato cannon.
threat looming over ADC's
So young.
heads. 5.16
Oh, the
was
Juggernaut patch.
patch,
This patch was the worst patch ever, bro.
otherwise known
They made, okay, imagine this. They made Mordekaiser an ADC, and they made him have the Nyla XP share mechanic, right? So if he last hits a minion, you get more XP. And when you kill the dragon,
as one of Riot's biggest mistakes
Mordekaiser got a fucking dragon.
to date. This patch completely overhauled the
Like,
Juggernaut
it was
class,
so fucking
making them the
stupid.
most overpowered champions in the game, right before the start of Worlds.
If we get married wearing a t-shirt and a pair of shorts, goddamn. Will you wear bare feet shoes to our wedding? Maybe. Maybe. Bruh, and Mordekaiser was so buggy as well. I don't know, it was such a shitty patch. Darius was also insanely OP. GP was so OP, but GP, okay, imagine this, right? GP died in the lore. He died in the lore. Nobody cares about the fucking League lore, right? Nobody cares. But Riot thought we should make people care about the League lore. So they made GP unplayable for 2 weeks in-game because he died in the lore. And then next patch, they released his new Ghost skin so that you could play him again.
Impact on the top lane meta.
I don't think it was 2 weeks. I think it was 1 week. But it was not 1 day. I think it was 1 week. I think it was 1 week. But it was so fucking random.
For ADCs, the main disaster was that Riot tried making Mordekaiser into a melee bot lane carry. This was done by completely reshaping Mordekaiser's kit, making it stronger in duo lanes.
But yeah, you see the XP here.
Extra experience.
It was legit like Nyla XP passive.
The cherry on top was allowing Mordekaiser to curse the dragon and summon a controllable ghost, which as expected was
It was insanely OP. It was insanely
completely
OP.
broken. Mordekaiser was so overpowered that at Season 5 Worlds, he had a 91% ban rate.
Yeah, as you can hear. 91% ban rate. He
being
was so
banned
OP.
68 times. Mordekaiser was peaked in just 4 games.
Oh yeah, and you went
In those
double
4
relic
games,
shield as
he
well,
was
like you can
placed
see
in
here.
bot lane and had a 100% win rate. The rest of Season 5 Worlds would be dominated by Kalista, Jinx, Tristana, and Sivir. This Worlds would see SKT claim their second Worlds title for the first time in League of Legends history, having an incredibly dominant performance, only losing 1 game throughout the tournament.
The GP was only picked once, but I think he was permaban. Pretty sure.
Bang on his Tristana and Sivir would have the highest KDA in the tournament at a staggering 15.8, raising the bar on what it meant to be a great ADC. This
Bro, it triggers me a little bit that this guy talks so much about KDA. Like, bro, KDA does not like when you're on a winning team. Having good KDA is really easy. So it's like if you're winning worlds, it's like KDA is whatever. But it's also like there's so many other things you could show that would be like show some gameplay, show something, like show some laning stats. I don't know.
2015
Not
SKT
KDA.
roster was so much better than the other teams at Season 5 Worlds. But going into Season 6,
Oh, the
almost
package.
every ADC champion was about to be changed. Season 6 would shake up the ADC meta forever, with changes to 7 ADC champions.
Oh, I remember
Graves
this.
would have
This
his
was
auto
big.
attack and Q chain.
Saji, this was very sad. This was a very sad day. They decided they killed Graves. They killed the champion I love.
Giving him the shotgun mechanic we know today. This made him not able to poke through the minion wave, pushing him towards the jungle. Corki would also receive his package passive.
And the package, would you guys say the package was a success? I mean, they ended up removing it, so maybe it was a failure. I'd say the package was a failure. It was not a bad idea, and it fits the thematic of the champ. But it's just
resulting in Corki being
too OP and competitive
towards the mid lane. Misfortune's passive was changed into Love Tap.
MF was a good one.
Alternating attacks.
MF was a good
W
change.
Was also changed to become Strut. Jinx's passive was changed to grant attack speed on every kill. Caitlyn's W and E were changed to proc a free headshot.
Caitlyn was a good
when
one as
each were
well.
hit. These changes made ADC's kits much more synergistic with themselves, bringing them up to modern standards and making them feel much more satisfying to play. Season 6 would also have the release of one of the best designed champions in League of Legends history, Jhin. Becoming a huge fan favorite for both gameplay and design, Jhin took the sniper fantasy of a champion like Caitlyn
and Jhin is the same good design.
Reinvented it. With his
maybe the
obsession
best
with
design now.
perfection, the beauty in killing, and the number 4, Jhin is a cult classic champion.
I think Aphelios, for me, Aphelios is the best design ADC. I think they fucked it up in the beginning, and therefore a lot of people have bad things to say about Jhin. Why are we watching Tyler 1 int on Corki with package Moby boots?
Also see Tyler 1's rise in popularity as his inting clips started to go viral. Sitting in his college dorm room, being toxic and running down ranked games, Tyler 1's name was on the radar. Season 6 also added elemental dragons, placing even more importance on the bot lane to start dragon stacking.
D1 Alpha's bugged.
Jhin dominated the bot lane meta, with Caitlyn and Ezreal trailing behind. This was because first turret gold was introduced into the game, and combined with dragon stacking, having a winning bot lane was a must. This Worlds would be won by SKT, solidifying their dynasty with back-to-back Worlds wins. Although not on a hyper carry, Bang's Jhin was the backbone of SKT. During Season 6 Worlds, Bang averaged a 9.2 KDA,
Bro, him and his KDA.
extremely consistently. But hypercarries would be back in Season 7, as League of Legends was about to be plagued by one of the most OP support items to ever be released. Season 7 would take
a
new spin on champion releases, with the ADC and support duo of Xayah and
Rakan was good as well.
There were some duos before this, like Draven and Darius being released around the same time. But Xayah and Rakan as a bot lane duo would take it a step further, giving each other benefits while laning together. But Season 7 was known for a much different reason than the Lovers duo. One item would completely take over the bot lane meta and be...
I mean, Ardent meta, looking back on it, it was pretty disgusting. It was ADC was kind of like the role that mattered so much more than anything else, and everybody else just kind of had to like be the slave of the ADC.
Worst meta of all time. Ardent Sense.
And also, I think both ADC and support went Relic Shield.
At this time, Ardent Sensor granted attack speed.
Yeah, you can see it. You see it on in iBoy's inventory here. I think the Twitch doesn't have. You see it on the Twitch. He has the Relic Shield. You see it. And the idea was that when you finish the Relic Shield, well, Relic Shield gave you sustain, and then also when you finished it, you got like a shield, so it would give you extra survivability as well. And there was no real, like, you know how now if you buy a support item, you get like a penalty if you farm too much. That wasn't in the game back then, so you could just farm as much as you wanted.
Ardent Sensor granted attack speed, on-hit damage, and on-hit healing. This item on Janna or Lulu would make ADCs extremely unkillable, granting them thousands of gold worth of stats. Season 7 Worlds saw Tristana, Kog'Maw, and Xayah as the premier ADCs when paired with Janna or Lulu. But this would have been even more broken if Kalista was played, as she was extremely strong. But Kalista managed to have a 100% ban rate at Season 7 Worlds, not making it into a single game. This world's entire strategy became rush Ardent Sensor as fast as possible, and it felt like ADC was the only role that mattered, but not in a good way. It was so important to get Ardent Sensor online as fast as possible that ADCs would buy Relic Shield first item.
Well, that wasn't just to get Ardent faster, it did also gave more gold to your support, so that was also a reason why you did it, right? You got them Ardent faster, that's true. But it also was just a good item, and it gave you more sustain in lane.
To get more gold onto the support to buy Ardent,
and it was just really OP.
Sensor even faster.
And it gave you so much sustain.
Ardent Sensor was the real carry at this
And also
time.
everybody went fucking, like everybody had sustain. Like
to buy Ardent Sensor even faster.
What is it called? Warlord something or some bullshit. It gave so much sustain. It was so annoying.
Ardent Sensor was the real carry at this time, and it completely suffocated the meta. At the finals of Season 7 Worlds, SKT would attempt to solidify their dynasty with a third win. But Samsung Galaxy was simply better. Ruler would completely dominate over Bang in the final series, with Ruler having a 15.5 KDA and Bang only having a 1.3 KDA.
Wow, bro, Bang, you only had a 1.3?
And looking towards Season 8, there was about to be a big shakeup across all of League.
Nice.
Season 8 saw the old runes and mastery system be overhauled, changing them into the...
I remember with the new runes, when the new runes came out, they were super OP, and I really didn't like it, because it like runes were the majority of your damage.
Rune system we know today, adding iconic
like runes did
ADC
so much,
runes like lethal tempo, press the attack, and fleet footwork. But there was one interesting rune.
Klepto actually. Klepto was really fun
Kleptomancy.
Klepto was so fun.
Kleptomancy worked as a spellblade like Sheen, but instead of doing extra damage, it gave you gold and consumable items. Ezreal was one of the best users of Kleptomancy, and it was really fun to play back.
Look at his inventory, bro. He's got a fucking stopwatch at 5 minutes. He has a fucking bag of gold from his Klepto. He has a potion.
Which was perfect, because during Season 8, Ezreal got a visual and gameplay update, cleaning up his look and changing his W from the...
Season 8 was when I started not just... Actually, no, it was Season 9 that I started not just one freaking Draven and started learning other gems.
Into the Essence Flux Orb.
Season 8 was when I got top 20 playing Draven, and I played a bit of Klepto Draven, but it wasn't that good.
Varus would also receive a change to his W, giving it an active ability.
Airy Draven was OP for a while.
Season 8 would see a fan-favorite ADC added to the roster. Kai'Sa.
Kai'Sa was so OP.
Stood out with her evolution based on stats, diving gameplay, and striking appearance, giving a brand new spin on the ADC role, and since her release, she's been a consistently popular champion. But it wasn't all sunshine.
This is like the worst gameplay I've ever seen.
In Season 8. 8.11 would see sweeping nerfs to the entire ADC roster.
8.11, holy. This was everybody's worst nightmare. Everybody, like, every champion, every ADC got nerfed. Their base, like, every ADC got made squishier. I don't even know why they did this. Still don't know why they did this. And they just wanted ADCs to be squishier, and what ended up happening was that ADCs stopped being OP on bot lane. Like, people just started playing mages on bot.
Base stats and damage.
And this was the first and maybe the only real time where ADCs were not meta on bot lane. And ADCs collectively lost their shit. Reckless benched himself, Doublelift cried, Viper thrived because he's the GOAT.
This then got even worse when the funnel meta rolled around.
Oh, funnel. Oh my God,
Funneling is a strategy in which your team funnels all their resources into one carry, as they clear both the jungle and the lanes. Some ADC players were still able to play normal ADC picks. For many teams in pro play...
Wait, look at this fucking team comp, by the way. They have Ornn top, Yi jungle, Taric mid, Lulu ADC, and Fiddlestick support. Bruh.
Players were still able to play normal ADC picks. For many teams in pro play, they deemed it more efficient to place
Draven
their
Hunt someone.
ADC on a supportive champion.
Look at this shit, bro. They have caps on fucking Jungle Kai'Sa getting funneled, Reckless on Janna, Hylissang on Rakan, Brox on Taric, Soaz on Cho'Gath.
To further funnel the
Like,
carry.
oh my
This took
god.
the carry potential away from the AD carry. But shortly after its rise in popularity, the funnel meta would be nerfed, making it far less efficient. Season 8 Worlds would see Kai'Sa solidify herself.
This was the best ADC meta we've ever had. It just was. Kai'Sa versus Saya, it was just high skill, beautiful League of Legends every single game.
Iconic ADC, as she was the most picked throughout the tournament. Season 8 Worlds would see a European team make it all the way to the finals for the first time since Season 1, with Reckless on ADC.
And then we got stomped.
But unfortunately for Europe, they couldn't claim their second Worlds title, as Jackie Love was an absolute beast.
What was his KDA,
Having
bro?
a mind-blowing 23 KDA,
Oh!
dying only 2 times in the final series.
Oh!
Jackie Love's Kai'Sa was a cut above the rest.
Oh,
His
fuck.
Worlds winning skin ended up going to Kai'Sa.
23.
Become the favorite skin for many Kai'Sa mains.
IG
Season 9
Kai'Sa.
brought armor plating to the outer turrets, rewarding
What?
lane aggression and
Blades
ensuring
came in
turrets stay up
Season
for the
9?
first 14 minutes. This encouraged aggressive ADCs to push for plates while ensuring turret safety for
I
scaling
thought
ADCs.
Blades came in like Season 12. What? Blades came in Season 9? What? Blades came 6 years ago? That's insane. Also, look how much
Aggressive
gold the
ADCs
Blades gave
push for
here.
plates while
see.
ensuring turret safety
Gave 160. Fucking crazy.
for scaling ADCs.
Would you rather have Fnatic win that world or keep IG Kai'Sa? Fnatic win that worlds. Actually, fuck, that's a hard one. Alano, actually, that's a really hard one. I gotta say EU win though. Because if EU had won, then every time a stupid little NA fanboy opened his mouth, I could say, shut your mouth, we won worlds. What the fuck have you done? And I can still say it, but it's Season 1, when it was in Freak's basement with no Asian teams. It doesn't really count.
Season 9 would also give Caitlyn and Ashe visual updates, bringing them to modern standards. This year would add another ADC to the roster.
Senna. Now that is a bad champ. That's a bad design champ.
Design attempted
Senna, they tried to cook with Senna.
to push the potential of the role.
Yeah,
Senna
Senna was
designed to be both a
not good.
support and an ADC all in one, but has been both problematic for balance
Yeah.
and iconic for her unique kit.
yeah.
With ADCs still being fairly weak from last year,
Oh my god, it's Garen Yumi.
professional play would see the rise of the double support item meta. By starting double support items, the bot lane could share gold and act like duo carries. Sona Taric and Garen Yumi were the best versions of these
Sona Taric was so fucking OP. I remember I played a little bit of Sona Taric. It was so disgustingly OP actually.
strategies, having disgusting amounts of sustain and being completely unkillable. in
Holy,
the
I
late
forgot
game.
about Sona
But
Taric.
that wasn't the only ADC
I
meta
think Sona Taric was more OP than Garen Yumi.
of 2019.
LeBeau was insane
the
OP.
year of G2, as they won both regional and international tournaments. But the ADC for G2 wasn't an ADC player. G2 Perks was a mid laner who would role swap to ADC, and with that, Perks brought a new perspective to the
Back
role.
when Perks was good,
Created his
bro.
own picks like Zoe ADC,
Oh my
Syndra
god.
ADC, and Nico ADC.
I
There
miss
was
it.
one specific pick that Perks had huge amounts of success on,
Yasuo?
Yasuo bot lane.
Ah.
Yasuo was Perk's speciality, having a 77% win rate on the pick.
It was KDA
Perks showed the
though.
world that there was a melee bot laner already in the game. But when G2 made it to the finals at Season 9 Worlds, their opponents were simply much better.
Oh,
Season
shut
9
up.
Worlds was won by FPX,
Oh,
with LWX completely dominating on his Kai'Sa,
Don't say it's
Varus,
KDA,
and
bro.
Xayah,
gonna be some stupid
not dying
amount.
a single time in the final series.
Fuck you.
In the end, it was the traditional marksman of bot lane that had won. But even now, the impact of Perks is still felt in the bot lane meta of today. Season 10 added elemental rifts to the game, and the craziest change bot lane has
Ugh.
ever received, the alcove. But Season 10 would
Alcove came 5 years ago? What? No fucking way. I swear Alcoves came last year or something, or 2 years ago. No fucking way. Ah!
actually have one of the
There's no way. This is a fake video. Alcove came out 5 years ago.
most overpowered champion
Aphelios, my beloved, my
releases.
beloved. Hey, careful what you say here. Careful what you say here. He did release way too OP. He probably released the most OP out of any ADC ever. So that wasn't good. But best champ design.
in League of Legends history. Aphelios. Aphelios played like no other champion in the
I think that the problem with Aphelios' balance was that the designers were just too busy slow stroking themselves at having made such a complicated champion that they didn't actually get to like test out the champion and see if it worked.
game, having 2 guns active at a time and rotating through
Like, there are some things that got nerfed about Aphelios that make sense that they couldn't have known. That was like OP, right? But surely, the fact that you could have blue gun ult Aphelios and you could literally get a pentakill with one button, surely they would have realized that that was like too much, you know? And you could easily have the
5 different guns, each with a set of ammo. These guns would have different abilities, effects, and ranges. A very complicated champion compared to the rest of the roster. On release,
And the
Aphelios
problem with
was
Sari
extremely
release was that they only tested her out crit. I don't know why. Like they took the problem, the people that balanced Sari, they kept just building crit Sari, and when you built crit Sari, she was like a mediocre fine champion. But then as soon as she got to live, people were like, when you buy her crit, she's like okay. But she works better as a bruiser. What if you just buy bruiser? And then you went bruiser and you were insanely fast, insanely tanky, and just ran around and killed people.
overtuned and capable of absolutely insane amounts of damage with his Infernum and Crescendum guns.
I'm unsure how easy to set up team fights for them to test. Well, surely if you just play some 5v5 games, you're gonna have a few team fights, no?
This overtuning on top of his already complex kit.
Oh, this play is fucking legendary. Actually, this is the best play Inax has ever done. It's crazy Inax did this play in LEC.
Disastrous champion release. This would stem the 200 years meme. A meme that would highlight whenever a champion
Oh, this was also Death Stance on ADC.
looked completely broken. This
Look how much range these towers have. Look at it, bro. Look, it covers the whole lane. It was so insane.
meme is still
It was
relevant
beautiful.
today, as with every new champion release, players pray that it won't be a repeat of the 200 years situation. But Aphelios was not the only ADC released in Season 10. At the end
Samira.
of the season,
Samira was
would be
also
added
OP
to
as
the
fuck.
roster. Bringing her combo playstyle, Samira would have to reach an S tier combo to use her ultimate.
I would be playing so much Samira, and I would love playing Samira if you could still dash on allies. I hate that they removed that you can't dash on allies. It makes the champ so one-dimensional and so, like, it's so unfun for me. Like, you can only go forward. There's no, like, dashing back and forth. There's no, like I wish she did less damage and you could dash on allies. I think she would be way more fun and way more, like interesting of a champion. Like, if Katarina couldn't dash on allies, so much of the champion would just disappear. So much of, like, Katarina, how she can bait, how she can play aggressive, how she can dash back. Like, so much of why people love Katarina would disappear.
Fights with both a gun and a sword, acting like a ranged and somewhat melee ADC. Season 10 would also see Ghost getting a rework in an attempt to
Oh my god,
increase its
Unforgiven
win
and
rate.
LEC.
This was done by making the Ghost duration reset on kill. This change was a hypercarry ADC's dream, making Ghost standard on picks like Cogmore
And Unforgiven
and
just
Twitch.
died with flash up.
Season 10 Worlds was not the most exciting, with supportive ADCs like
Oh my god, one thing. Do you guys remember everybody loved Hong Feng?
Ashe, Jhin, and Senna.
And then I
being
think
the
he
most
cheated on his
popular.
girlfriend.
However, this was the beginning of the iconic Senna Tarn bot lane. But at this time,
I don't
Senna
even know
would
what happened to Hong Feng after that Worlds.
farm and
He just
Tarn would
disappeared.
support. The finals would be Damwon versus Suning, with Damwon winning Season 10 Worlds.
Bro, if you're gonna try to
Ghost on
glaze Ghost, there's no way you're gonna glaze Ghost for me, bro. Ghost was just a passenger, bro. He played with Showmaker, Canyon, Naguri, and Prime. You cannot glaze Ghost. If you say Ghost KDA right now, I'm gonna be mad.
Would flex his champion pool, playing a plethora of different carries but performing insanely well on Jhin.
Yeah.
With a 100% win rate and a 21 KDA,
Yeah, shut your fucking
Ghost
mouth.
only died 3 times on Jhin the entire tournament. Season 11 took one of the last untouched elements of League and brought it up to modern standards. The item shop. This would introduce the mythic item system.
He did his job. No, he's just chilling weak side bot. Yeah, he did his job, but like we can't say he played like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard to just get carried in competitive play.
exclusive powerful items.
There are a lot of ADCs that could do that. There's also some ADCs that can't because they have a really big ego. But there's a lot of ADCs that you could slot in for Ghost. And as long as they're good at playing Jhin, they would win worlds with that lineup.
Only own one of. And these mythic items were completely broken,
Gale
offsetting
Force!
many of the setbacks that made champions balanced. For ADC, Gale Force and Shield Bow were incredibly problematic.
Oof.
Gale Force giving a dash to all
Oh my
mobile
god,
ADCs,
look at it, bro.
and Shield Bow giving a giant shield and lifesteal, making any ADC much harder to kill.
It's
The dominance
beautiful.
of Gale Force was really
Viper!
seen at Season 11 Worlds.
Viper!
The three most popular champions of the tournament being Miss Fortune,
This meta for this worlds as well was also top tier. Jhin, Aphelios with Gale Force,
Aphelios.
that was really fucking fun.
and Jhin all bought Gale Force.
And
Diamond
MF
would
as
make it
well,
to the
and
final
Lucian. Everybody bought Gale Force. It was beautiful.
for the second year in a row, playing against EDG. But this was an extremely
Okay, let's get
close
some
series
Viper
with all
Glaze
players
going.
performing insanely well.
Okay, but Viper
The
though.
gap between Ghost and Viper was very small,
Hey!
with only a 1.3 KDA difference.
Bro!
Both performing
Ah, shut your mouth, bro. Shut your fucking mouth, bro.
on a variety
You can't measure performance like that. You can't measure performance saying how different their KDAs were.
of different champions. But in the end, Damwon
Oh
could
my
begin
God.
their dynasty, and EDG would win their first Worlds title. For preseason 12, Lethal Tempo was reworked, removing the 3 seconds of attack speed. Instead, it now stacked attack speed and range on hit. This was incredibly strong for Cogmore, giving him ridiculous range when fully stacked. Season 12 would begin with the release of
Seri.
a champion, whose designer would deem his biggest failure.
Bro, Seri,
Zeri.
I think Seri is, for me, this might be controversial. I think Aphelios, best design ADC in the game. Number 2, Kai'Sa. Number 3, Seri. Number 4, Jhin. I said it. I said it. I said it.
Zeri took the usual auto attack of ADCs and made it a spammable skill shot on her Q. This was a fresh take on the marksman role, but turned out to become a problematic champion. This skill shot requirement combined with her high mobility.
I think Seri is so
made
good
Zeri's
design.
skill ceiling
Like,
one of the
I
highest in
so high skill ceiling, so
game.
fun to play.
So when it came to balancing Zeri, she was almost completely tied.
It took
to
it a
her
while for there to balance her,
performance.
but
Riot August deemed this a failure, as he wanted Zeri to be fun and viable at all ranks, like his other iconic ADCs of Jhin and Jinx. The Zeri problem would be further exacerbated, as she would find an incredibly strong duo in Yuumi. The Tom and Zeri combo of Yuumi and Zeri
Tom
was
and Zeri.
completely unstoppable. With Yuumi's constant protection on top of an extremely mobile hypercarry, Yuumi and Zeri would dominate professional play. This meant Zeri had to be balanced around both pro play and the fact she was much stronger when paired with Yuumi. Zeri would receive 4 different sets of nerfs and changes
Okay,
throughout
double
this
lift.
year. But Zeri was not the only ADC released in Season 12.
this is a failure. Boo! Boo! This is Mordekai's level of failure. Mordekaiser with the dragon level.
Later in the year, Nyla would be added to the roster, the official
Boo!
melee bot laner
Senna.
that Riot had been trying
Senna
to
level.
create for many years. Taking the increased XP from the Mordekaiser rework and the ability to dodge auto attacks from Yasuo,
Just a
to the ability
clunky, boring
based on
champ.
Jax's E. Nyla has found her place as a niche bot laner, filling that melee ADC fantasy. Halfway through Season 12, the durability patch would be added to
Oh,
League.
this was tough as well.
12.10 changed the stats of champions to increase durability and reduce.
Actually, wait, no, I
damage
like durability patch. It made Draven kind of useless, but I like durability patch.
in the game, with huge sweeping changes to the entire roster. As every
There
champion
was so much burst in the game.
got harder to kill, tank shredding ADCs were thriving. But by the time of Season 12 Worlds, there was one bot lane combo that was completely dominating the meta.
Was there?
Lucian
Oh, Lucian Nami?
Lucian's
Oh, shit.
2-hit
Ah,
passive both
Look at this, by the way. Actually, this is insane, no? I mean, of course, this is like Loilo. The brand just walks up. This is like noob. But
dominating
the fact
meta.
that he just dies to this, it's auto attack from Lucian, Q from Lucian,
Lucian Nami.
auto attack.
Me.
It's insane. That's insane. It's 2 auto attacks and a Q from Lucian and a Nami EW. What?
Lucian lane combo that was completely
It's two
dominating
autos.
the meta. Lucian Nami. Lucian's
Holy
two-hit passive
fuck.
worked extremely well with Nami's E. Throughout the year, players had been using Electrocute on Nami, as they could proc Electrocute
No way they
instantly,
just kill him,
giving
right?
the
Oh
duo
my
an
gosh.
extremely dominant level 1. But this had since
Yeah,
been
Nami
nerfed,
proc the
and so players
electrocutes.
at Season 12 Worlds were just running Airy, but still having immense success.
Holy fuck.
The Season 12 Worlds Finals would be one of the best finals in League of Legends history. It was DRX versus T1.
Yeah, this
with
was I think this is the best finals of all time. This is like the most insane finals of all time. Like how close the games were, the storylines coming into it, how well they sold us on Deft and Faker. The whole DRX run, just feeling like they're making the impossible. Like the fact that DRX won Worlds is legit. I'm pretty sure if that was like, if you had like a probability, that was like a 1 in a million. Like, I swear, in every other timeline, DRX does not come close to winning Worlds.
Deft and Faker leading each team. Having a long history together, the two would clash in an extremely cinematic final.
And it was
One of
so
the closest and
close.
most
The
exhilarating
meta developed throughout the tournament. Aatrox, Kingian, like
finals in League of Legends history, Deft was the backbone of DRX. And after first stepping onto the world stage in Season 4, 8 years later Deft had finally claimed his world's title. Season 13 wasn't very special for ADC.
and second Kingian rode off that high so hard, even Pioshik.
No new ADCs were
Seka has been jailing my fucking ADC since that tournament. Since that tournament, bro.
added during this season, but there was one item that returned to the game. After a few years of absence, Static Shiv was back. But it
Oh,
had been changed.
LeBlanc Static
This
Shiv.
version of Static Shiv was actually abused by non-ADCs, as it had a 50% AP ratio.
It was super OP on
allowing
Kai'Sa as
champions
well.
like Katarina, LeBlanc, and Veigar to one-shot waves and enemies. Season 13 would see Navori Quickblades made into a mythic item, and it was extremely strong, reducing basic abilities
Holy
cooldowns
balls on
on
Tristana.
auto-attack, but also increasing your abilities damage up to 20% based on your crit. At
I've
Season
never seen
13
balls
Worlds,
switch Tristana before.
Navori Quickblades would dominate the meta, as Xayah and Kai'Sa were the most played ADCs, and both of them fought Quickblades. The finals of Season 13 Worlds would be Weibo Gaming vs T1. Although Kai'Sa and Xayah were dominant throughout the
This
tournament,
finals was pretty
T1's
boring.
ADC Gumayushi didn't rely on them. Flexing his deep champion pool, he played 11 different ADCs throughout the tournament, and he performed. In the final series against Weibo, Gumayushi didn't die a single time, carrying
Yeah, that was close.
ZOFGK to the win.
Worlds since 2022
Season
Resident Sleeper?
14.
Bro, Season 14 Worlds was insane. It was so fucking close.
Finally removed mythic items from the game, opening up build diversity for the entire league roster. And the new map changes with Grubs would bring symmetry to Summoner's Rift. But it wasn't all good news for the start of Season 14, as a very problematic champion
Smolder.
was added to the ADC roster.
I'd say Smolder is okay design. I'd say he's like kind of mid. I think he could be so much more. I hate the fact that Smolder doesn't like get strong. Like, not that he doesn't get stronger. Doesn't evolve as his model. I wish that Smolder, as he got more stacks, became a bigger and bigger dragon. How fucking good would that be? That'd be so fucking good. That'd be so cool. For me, I don't like Smolder that much because I feel like he's like a missed opportunity. He had so much potential. And he's just boring. It's just whatever.
Smolder was released on the second patch of Season 14.
I'm gonna
a
queue
small
up.
dragon that was designed to grow stronger and
I depend where you
stronger
know.
as he gained stacks. The payoff for hitting 225 stacks was that Smolder would get an execute like the Elder Dragon buff.
Boom.
This execute saw Smolder racking up pentakill after pentakill,
Yeah,
with a
it was
total of
pretty
41
ridiculous.
pentakills in professional play during Season 14.
Yeah.
Smolder was changed after a few patches to make him feel less oppressive, changing his execute to only trigger if it was his damage that killed the target. But although Smolder had a crazy release, Season 14 was truly the year of Varus. Varus was played with a lethality.
I'm so bored of Varus. Please, 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 give me like a meta where just Varus, like give me a year of no Varus, no Kalista. Those two champions in competitive, no Varus, no Ashe, no Kalista in competitive. For a full year, please.
build and was an extremely oppressive poking ADC. He had an insanely high pick rate in professional play. So Riot stepped in. Halfway through the year, they reshaped
They already
Varus's
nerfed Poke Varus. Bro, they've nerfed Poke Varus 15 times. 15 times they've nerfed Poke Varus. And Kalista sucks at the moment. She's gonna find her way back to Worlds. She's gonna find her way, bro.
to give him AD and AP based on his attack speed, gutting lethality Varus. But Varus wasn't the only ADC that got reworked. Corki was reworked back into his original state, removing the package mechanic from his passive.
True.
This was intended to push him towards the ADC role. But Season 14 was actually the year in which ADCs would take over the mid lane. Corki and Tristana were the #1 and #3 most picked mid laners in Season 14. ADCs like Ezreal, Zeri,
Chovy
and
was so good in
Solar
this meta.
all found their way into the mid lane. But by the time Worlds rolled around, Riot had had enough and completely gutted Corki and Tristana as they didn't want them in the Worlds meta. With
They
all
didn't
these
switch from
changes,
ADC meta, that would have been Gen G Worlds, probably,
to
yeah.
much more champion diversity.
Bro, it was crazy. I swear, what game was it Knight played Smolder in BLG versus T1? I swear, if that was Chovy on Smolder, it was a game 4? Game 3? There was a game Knight played Smolder. I swear, if it was Chovy playing Smolder, bro, he carries that game.
At Worlds, Kai'Sa, Ezreal, Ashe, Kalista, and Jhin all had relatively similar pick rates in ADC. And Corki and Tristana...
You remember 5.0 attack speed Kog'Maw? You missed it in the video, maybe because you recorded quite fast? I do remember, it was so disgusting.
Virtually non-existent. T1 found themselves back in the finals.
This finals was really
playing
good, though.
against
This
BLG.
finals was really good.
And Gumayusi would once again flex his
Who do you want to win in
champion,
Worlds this year?
playing 8 different ADCs throughout the tournament and having very dominant performances on Xayah. Once again being the backbone of T1 and helping ZOFGK win their second Worlds title.
ZOFGK.
Finally, we arrive in Season 15.
Rest in peace.
Nothing much has happened for ADC.
Yeah, true.
Currently,
nothing much has happened in general in Season 15.
Varus, Ezreal, and Miss Fortune are the most picked ADCs in pro play.
Are they?
And the next champion to be released is an ADC.
Yunara!
What role you want me to cover next?
Yunara.
It was so interesting to see how far the ADC role has come. If some things were different, it may have been bruises in the bot lane and ADCs in mid. We've seen some of the strangest champions come from the ADC role. Some metas where ADC isn't even a carry, and some metas where ADC is the only role that matters. Seeing some of the most beloved players take this role and push it to its absolute limit. ADC is an incredibly unique role in League of Legends.
Yunara.
It's riding that edge of danger and excitement. I can't wait to see what champions get added, what metas happen in the future, and what ADC players will rise up to claim the title of being the greatest ADC in the world.
That's a good ending. This was a very good video. Only thing was he relied too much on KDA. And it would have been good, I think, if he had like B-roll of some AD. Like when he talks about every Worlds and how every ADC was good, like it would be better if he had some B-roll rather than just saying their KDA and then blazing that up. But it was a very good video. Very good video.